There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So, just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
it was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
And look, first of all, rest in peace to that young man. But on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable. His brother just told us the truth. Listen again.
It didn't take long for the stabbing of Austin Metcalf by Karmelo Anthony to turn on race. And if you ever wondered who starts this crap, well, it's not always Ben Crump or Rashad Richey. Case in point, Introvert Rockstar. And racism oozes from every one of his pores. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Run the tape.
And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
His twin brother attacked first. Make that make sense. And notice he said, "I'm not going to talk about the rest." Well, guess what, partner? I'm going to talk about the rest, because racist Caucasian people, they always love to attack our people and hide their hands, attack our people and cry wolf. But now on this channel, we let nothing slide. So let's get right into this article so I can show y'all how cold the game really is.
And you were thinking, now come on, Johnny Walker Dread, racism oozing from every pore? Yeah, my comment is looking pretty accurate all of a sudden, isn't it?
And this article is by the New York Post. It was published April 4th, 2025 at 9:36 a.m. The chilling words teen told cops after allegedly stabbing Texas football star Austin Metcalf, who died in twin brother's arms. And notice how they use certain words. He died in his twin brother's arms, but they won't tell you the truth, but they'll play with your mind. They'll play psychological games with our minds to make us feel sorry.
It takes word games to make him and his minions feel sorry for a kid who held up his brother while he bled to death. They know next to nothing about Hunter, but their hatred for him is so extreme that the horror of what he experienced doesn't bother them at all.
But let's carry on. The teenager accused of fatally stabbing Austin Metcalf and leaving him to die in his twin brother's arms at a high school track meet allegedly admitted to the senseless unaliving, but claimed it was in self-defense. "I'm not alleged. I did it," 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony chillingly told police in Frisco, Texas, as he was being arrested at Kirkendall Stadium. The horrific stabbing was sparked when Anthony, who was sitting under another teen's pop-up tent as it rained Wednesday morning, was asked by Metcalf to move, and Anthony refused. Anthony then unzipped a bag, reached inside, and told Metcalf, whom he had never met before, "Touch me and see what happens," a witness told police. And look, the brother already told us what happened, but you have to use your common sense. No young black man that's captain of the football team that has a 4.0 is going to randomly attack another young Caucasian man. It's not happening. He didn't do that for no reason.
Wait, we're supposed to be using common sense in establishing that no black athlete with a high GPA would ever attack a Caucasian athlete, while at the same time believing that a white athlete with a high GPA would go to a track meet just to bully people. Of course, this isn't common sense at all. This is just boneheaded stereotyping. Ask any police officer. A white athlete has been murdered and you're trying to narrow down the suspects. One that could have done it is a black athlete with a high GPA. Do you rule him out? Of course, the cop is going to say no, because cops have enough experience to know that those who do evil things come in all kinds of shapes, sizes, colors, and brains. Keep in mind that he has no evidence to substantiate Karmelo's GPA. He just accepts it at face value because it fits his narrative. Now, if a report comes out that says Austin's GPA was high, he'd question the credibility of this report all night long. Oh, if we go back, you'll notice how he completely skipped over the last paragraph, where it describes what Anthony did with the knife. I mean, we don't want to talk about such minor details, do we?
Then I step back and say, wait, what's the race demographic in Frisco, Texas? Check this out. 51.2 Caucasian people, 8.6 black people. You might as well say 91.4% Caucasian people, because everyone else, especially in Texas, they already want to be Caucasian. The Hispanics, the Asian, they all want to be Caucasian people.
Yeah, it's Texas. They're all like that in Texas. I have no idea what that even means, but I suspect it's the same mindset that allowed George Zimmerman to be labeled white, even though he was Hispanic.
So 8.6 black people, it tells me everything I need to know about Frisco, Texas. He's not going to get a fair trial. Of course, his bond going to be set at $1 million because it's only 8.6 black people in Frisco, Texas.
And for some reason, now we're talking about the bail. I thought we were talking about his innocence or guilt. A little change of topic there. But Kyle Rittenhouse got a $2 million bail for killing 2 people. Crystal Kaiser is black, and she got a $1 million bail. Oh, I'm sorry. It was reduced to $400,000, 1/5 of that of Kyle's. But I tell you what, let's look at the case of Darren Brown. He kidnapped Cash Garon as he slept with his twin brother, then knifed him to death, leaving him on the side of a road. Cash was only 4 years old. Darren was given a $1.5 million bond. But here's the kicker. He never stood trial. Nope. He was judged unfit for trial, and so he was never convicted. And where do they live? Texas. Cash's twin brother now has to live the rest of his life without his twin. And you can imagine how his parents must feel. Some dude got into our home, took our child, killed him, and he's not even going to be punished. And I guarantee you that this YouTuber here would be thrilled with that outcome. And you know why? It might have something to do with Darren Brown being black.
And tell me this, why would the article say whom he's never met before? So I said, wait, let me go further down the rabbit hole. So I went over to Facebook and everything started to make sense. Check this out. And shout out to Kevin Hayes. I think he's a track coach in Texas, and he knew Karmelo Anthony.
Gee, maybe it would have been a good idea to find out first. But does it matter? I don't care what he's coaching or if he knew Karmelo. He either has a first-hand account of what happened or he doesn't. And he doesn't.
The truth about Karmelo, let's set the record straight. Enough with the misinformation. Let's talk about facts. Number 1, it's normal for students from different schools to gather under another school's tent. Karmelo had friends there. He wasn't trespassing or looking for trouble.
How does Kevin know he wasn't looking for trouble? Was he there? With Kyle Rittenhouse, we have him on video the entire night. We can see his behavior. We can hear him conversing with others. That's how we know he wasn't looking for trouble. Not so sure about Karmelo. I wasn't there, but apparently neither was Kevin.
If you ran track, you already know we always go to everybody else's tent. That's common.
Sure, Jan.
Number 2, the claim that one of the twins had never seen Karmelo before, a blatant lie.
Well, if Kevin Hayes, who might be a track coach, who might have known Karmelo, says so, because if there's one thing that we can all count on, it's that Kevin knows all, tells all. Who's Kevin? Who knows?
Number 3, no student has the right to remove another student from a school-owned tent. The school owns the tent, not the twins. Number 4, Karmelo is a track athlete. The twins are not. He wasn't expecting to see them there. See, everybody was talking like the twins was running track and Karmelo did nothing. No, he ran track. The twins was just there bullying people.
Austin Metcalf wasn't there for track? That somehow got past the Dallas Morning News. It says here, Austin was a junior at Memorial High School where he participated in football and track. The email sent to parents on Wednesday said. So this is the school district talking. You know, I would think they would know if Austin ran track. As for bullying people, he just made that up. Just made it up because he wants to start a race-fueled campaign against the Metcalfs. And he doesn't care if they're guilty. Let's go back to the evidence box. I've used this tool many times. Suppose this dude found a box that inside contained evidence that showed Karmelo was 100% at fault, that Austin did nothing to deserve his fate. Do you think that he would take the evidence box to the police, or would he bury it in his backyard? And you know the answer.
And then he says, now here's what they don't want you to know. The twins didn't just ask him to leave. They tried to jump him. Before attacking him, they tried to take his belongings. They broke his phone and stomped on it. The twins are known bullies.
Based on what? Where is the evidence to substantiate these claims? This Kevin Hayes character is just making this up for all we know. And he's buying it hook, line, and sinker because it affirms his political worldview. No critical thinking at all. None whatsoever.
So ask yourself, if two 200-plus pound attackers came at your child, what would you expect them to do? And again, shout out to Kevin Hayes for that information. But you see the games that the media plays on our people. That's the reason why his brother said, I'm not going to tell the rest. Of course, you're not going to tell the rest of the story because you're going to tell on yourself.
He had already told the reporter what happened between Karmelo and his brother, you dingaling. He had already told her about the stabbing. It's pretty obvious to anyone with an IQ of anything that Hunter didn't want to continue talking because he would have to describe his brother's final moments as he bled out. Yeah, that would be pretty hard. It was his twin brother. But this goof would never understand that in a million years. All he can see is race.
And then the media is so cold with it. They showed Karmelo Anthony holding the gun, but they never showed the twins holding a gun. And you got to think about it. In Texas, every family has guns. It's like a cell phone. It's common. So for you to judge, for everybody to judge Karmelo Anthony holding that gun, but not to judge those twins holding that gun, make it make sense.
Well, okay, I'll give him that one. Whatever. Doesn't change anything.
But no one's going to judge them right because they have on hunting gear. That means nothing. Keep the same goddamn energy. And then Kevin Hayes said something that was very important. He said these twins are known bullies. So you have to go back to the past. In these mostly Caucasian towns where it's a lot of Caucasian people and less black people, what do they known for? What are they known for throughout history doing to our people? Let's start with the KKK. They love taking advantage of our people when we buy ourselves. If it's a group of us, they don't attack. They have to catch you by themselves because, they are cowards. And see me, I can give you examples. I don't just talk. Number one, we have Robert Brooks, upstate New York.
He goes on to talk about instances of where cops killed black people, because only black people die at the hands of the police. But I'll skip over it using a photo of Corey Ali Muhammad, who killed 4 people in Fresno, California, because they were white. He shot at police, and they took him alive.
18 correctional officers handcuffed him and unalived him. Number 2, we have Ronald Breen from Louisiana. 5 Louisiana troopers handcuffed him and unalived him. Number 3, we have Messiah Nantwee. 15 New York, upstate New York correctional officers handcuffed him and unalived him. You even have the twins that was unalived, that was murdered in those Georgia mountains. And a volunteer firefighter took pictures. They arrested him for a few hours and released him. No questions about did he do it or not. No outrage. Where is the same outrage for those twins in Georgia, in those mountains, in that sundown town? Make it make sense.
And look, I can go on and on. It's in their blood to attack our people and hide their hands. It's in their blood to attack our people and cry wolf.
Yeah, it's in our blood. Anyone here doubting this person's racism now? Told you.
but not this time. They learned a valuable lesson. Karmelo Anthony just lost his best friend. What? You don't know what people going through. Don't touch people. Don't lay your hand on people. And for people are saying why he had a knife with him, it's Texas, dog. Either people got guns or they carrying knives.
The Metcalfs didn't have any guns on them. They didn't have any knives either. If they did, they didn't use them, even though they would have been totally justified in doing so. Aren't they supposed to be redneck white supremacist MAGA types? Wouldn't that make carrying of weapons like a part of their uniform? Or perhaps his impression of Texans is cartoonish. And Karmelo lost his best friend? Who in the hell would that be? Oh, does this don't touch people, don't lay your hands on people include stabbing them with a knife?
A lot of men, especially in the South, everybody carries pocket knives. We don't know what kind of knife he had. A lot of men, a lot of young men carry knives. It's just, the way of life. If you're from the North or West Coast, you probably don't understand that. But in the South, you either got a gun or you got a knife with you, or you got both. Tell me I'm lying.
Okay, you're lying. I doubt that Karmelo was carrying a pocket knife. If he was, and he had time to open the blade on it, then that really undermines his self-defense claim of imminent threat.
And look, like I said earlier, it's only 8.6% black people in Frisco, Texas. So, of course, he's not going to get a fair trial. Of course, they're going to set his bond at $1 million. So I'm going to put in the description, I'm going to put the link to the real GoFundMe account.
He says he's going to link the real GoFundMe account and shows us a picture of a GiveSendGo account. Yeah, he's a regular rocket scientist.
For his parents, because we have to start standing up for our people. We can no longer let the mainstream media get away with lies, get away with misinformation. So to Karmelo Anthony's parents, I'm sorry y'all have to go through this. We will be by your side. Free Karmelo Anthony. I'm out.
Yeah, he's sorry that Karmelo's parents have to go through this, but nothing said about Metcalf's parents. Gee, I wonder why. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.